Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of Roundtable Pod Racers. I am joined by Anna.
Hello there.
And today we are going into breaking down all the news, the huge news that we had this week with the Disney Investor Conference that they had, and all these great, amazing shows and movies that are going to be coming out under the Disney umbrella. But today we're going to be specifically talking about the Star Wars shows and movies that are slated to come out, and just kind of give our predictions and what we are wanting to see from each one. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, the first one here is Rogue Squadron. It's going to be a Star Wars feature film that's going to be directed by Patty Jenkins, who we know from
Woohoo!
Wonder Woman. Yeah, girl power. And it's going to be basically a feature film. According to the quote here, it's going to be a great fighter pilot film. Miss Patty Jenkins said that she is a pilot's daughter, and so she's grew up about around airplanes and pilots and things like that. So it's really great that she's going to be doing this. But first impressions, what do you think, Anna? Were you excited for Rogue Squadron or what?
I'm excited. I know I was watching the investors live stream and I was like, whoa, so many things. And I don't care. Bring it all in.
Yeah.
I am a huge fan of Patty Jenkins. I love the Wonder Woman films. I think she's a great director and she can bring that action-packed movie that she even old ward style that she did with Wonder Woman. I think she can bring it here and it'll fit perfectly. So I'm super excited. Plus, you and me love like battleships and kind of like all of that theme. So it's just gonna be really good.
Yeah, I'm taken aback by this, to be honest. Because when I think Rogue Squadron, I think Luke. I think Luke Skywalker. I think Wedge Antilles. So I believe
Hera.
this. Yeah, Hera. And so I'm thinking more like a galactic kind of Civil War era. But this seems to, by kind of her comments here, it seems like it's going to be maybe even after the sequels um, that's going to take place after the sequels. So, I love X-wing is actually one of my favorite ships in Star Wars. So I'm really excited to see the pilots and the starships kind of take center stage. Pretty much all this time, 9+ movies that we have has really been centered on the Jedi and the Sith. So which is why Rogue One was also refreshing as well because they didn't really concentrate on that. But I love that we're going to be getting, just the pilots, man, the ones who wear the buckets, and
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to some good dogfighting. Maybe some following some shiny. Or some green behind the gills type of pilot who maybe is like his first time flying and just getting into this. So I'm excited for this, definitely.
Me too. I've seen someone like Hera kind of take charge how she did in Rebels.
Hmm.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, yeah, and it's according to the Lucasfilm article, it's going to be premiering in theaters Christmas of 2023. So that's about 3 years from now. So we definitely have that to look forward to.
Almost 2 years. Like we're almost 2021. Yeah, time has gone by so fast, so it's okay. We still have so much more. So
For sure.
which one is next?
The next we have here is the untitled Taika Waititi film. And it says here, and this is Kathleen Kennedy who was talking about it. Taika's approach to Star Wars will be fresh, unexpected, and unique. His enormous talent and sense of humor will ensure that audiences are in for an unforgettable ride. So, what are your first thoughts, first impressions?
First of all, I love Taika Waititi. I love what he did with Thor Ragnarok. I loved his episodes from Mandalorian. I think he brings something new, and he's a major troll. Like, I love that he went on Twitter, and we were talking about this with Julie, and he was like, "Oh, I can't wait to see how I'm gonna ruin Star Wars." It's just, it's gonna be very interesting. Even the logo was very like even Vice colors, So yeah, I really can't wait. It's gonna be
Yeah,
fun.
very Schoolhouse Rock
Hmm.
on there. It was like definitely like the same type of font and like the angle of like the rocky, font. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know about Taika uh, from before really Thor Ragnarok, but from what I've seen him do and just kind of how he is, um, his creative approach. I think it's
So
gonna be good. I think it's gonna be a
you need
quirky film.
to, yes, if people need to watch What We Do in the Shadows by Taika Waititi. Hilarious. So yeah, watch that. Watch Thor if you haven't been familiar with Taika Waititi,
Hmm.
and I haven't been able to watch Jojo Rabbit. That's one in my list, but yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, definitely an A-list director. So I'm very curious to see what he does with that. So
Yeah,
is he gonna be doing more force stuff? Is he gonna be doing kind of more boots on the ground? So I'm very curious as to what he will do.
yeah.
So no release date on that yet, but we'll definitely keep everyone posted. Now this next one is my favorite of this list, and it's the Obi-Wan Kenobi series titled Obi-Wan Kenobi. So we found out about it at D23 last year. Um, and Iwan basically came out and said it. Hey, I'm reprising my role. So what are your thoughts? I'm curious what you think.
I love Ewan McGregor. I've been dying to get an Obi-Wan series. I really liked his characters in the prequel and everything that it was done in Clone Wars. But then the exciting news with this is that Hayden is coming back and playing Darth Vader. So it's gonna be that duel again. I can't wait to see what Hayden does with Vader. Vader is one of my favorite characters. So, and I wasn't really knowing what to expect of like what if we're gonna see Vader in the Obi-Wan, because it could have been like when he was kind of like alone. So I'm just so excited. I know it's gonna be more of a limited series. I know it's not gonna be a longer one, but I don't care. Like I wanna see Vader and Obi-Wan again.
Yeah, yeah, and quote Kennedy says, "This will be the rematch of the century." So not only are we going to be seeing maybe Obi-Wan on the planet, maybe looking after Luke, but it looks like we are going to be getting an actual duel between Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi. I mean, this is just epic. I mean, two of some of the most iconic characters in Star Wars coming back. It looks like it's uh, actually Deborah Chow is going to be the director for this
Yeah,
one.
which
So,
awesome. She did a
she's
great
doing,
job with Mandalorian.
yeah, she's doing good with Mandalorian. I mean, it's already in house. So yeah. I mean, she quotes the state here. Um, uh, uh, I'm excited to work with Ewan again. It feels good to be back. So I mean, I'm just happy that we're gonna be having a Jedi, and like if arguably the best Jedi in his own series. I'm looking forward to lightsaber fights. I'm looking forward to um, Obi-Wan, using his Jedi, ways, his powers to live life and just trying to be the crazy old wizard that we see in A New Hope. So I'm very, very, very excited. This is definitely my number one as to what I'm looking forward to, and yeah, it will truly be a day long remembered.
Yes. Which one it's next? You haven't said my number one yet, so I'm waiting.
Your number one, and the next one on the list here is Ahsoka. It's going to be
Yes.
starring Rosario Dawson, and it's going to be produced by Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau.
Best duo. Best duo. I mean, I was so excited. I was yelling when I was seeing the live stream and seeing that there was an Ahsoka show. We saw it coming. Like the Mandalorian episode was a perfect, like, been beginning to the plot of her new show. I think Rosario Dawson killed it as Ahsoka, and having and knowing that it's gonna be produced by Filoni and Favreau. It's just like I can't wait. I can't wait to see if this is a time we're gonna see Ezra's story, Thrawn, Sabine. Even though I still want Sabine in Mandalorian, but if we don't see her, like, we know we'll see her in Ahsoka and kind of seeing that journey. And like I said before, I really want Tamora Morrison to come back as Captain Rex because he can do it. He can play Captain Rex, and that will make my heart really happy. So
That's a
this
good
is my
point.
number one.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't actually think about that. I mean, I'm definitely excited as well. Another, Jedi uh getting their own show, so I'm all for that. More lightsaber duels. Rosaria did amazing in that last in chapter 13. Um, but uh, I'm very curious because in that episode, I mean, she talks about where's Thrawn. So, is this gonna be before that? Is this series going to be before that? It's going to be after it. Why is she trying to find Thrawn? Where is Ezra? Where's Sabine? So there's a lot of potential for storytelling with characters that we don't know where they're at. Obviously, is different from the Obi-Wan series because we know where Obi-Wan ends up. We know his beginning, his end, but we don't know the end of Ahsoka. We don't know what's going to happen. Um, Really excited for that. And
Yeah,
I
and
liked. Sorry to cut you off, but I was gonna say I really liked how the theme or the logo of the series, it has a world between worlds aesthetic to it. So is she gonna time travel? Is she gonna teleport? Is she gonna use the world between worlds? Who knows? But this is looking very, very good, very interesting.
yeah, I was gonna say the same thing, and I know they mentioned that it's gonna be in the time of the Mandalorian. That could be a little bit before, it could be a little bit after. And yeah, I'm excited because I thought the same thing. I thought the world between worlds, and I was like, if they show Loth wolves in real life, I will literally die, pass out. I love Loth wolves; they're my favorite creatures in Star Wars. So yeah, this just brings so many questions. There was so much rumor of having a Rebel sequel. I think this is it. This is in part a Rebel sequel. If we see Hera again, this could be the chance that we can see her, or like some shadow or foreshadow or dreams or whatever. But yeah, this is my number one on the list. I'm super excited. And yeah, I can't wait.
Uh, Definitely. So next up, we have Rangers of the New Republic, which will be definitely confirmed to be set within the timeline of the Mandalorian. It's going to be a live-action series. Executive producers Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni again, and it states it will intersect with future stories and culminate into a climactic story event. This actually is what's getting me excited. That the fact that it's going to be intersecting with Mandalorian. So I think all of this is going to tie together. I think the Ahsoka actually is going to might tie into this as well because she's trying to find Thrawn. You know, Moff Gideon's in the mix as of right now. Is Thrawn his master? What is his climactic story event's going to be? So um again, I'm getting more Rogue One vibes, Pathfinder, boots on the ground, trying to maintain law and order of the nascent New Republic. um Yeah, I'm intrigued by this one because it looks like it's going to be some connectivity, which is one of the reasons I love Star Wars, because of that interconnectivity of all the different media. So definitely looking forward to that as well. What about you?
I hadn't thought about that, but I mean, I'm like super excited. Anything that has the name Felony, I'm all here for it. I will follow his way no matter what show.
Yeah.
Um, but you mentioned it because I it's in the description that it kind of ties in to the other shows, and I love the fact that all of these individual shows are in the timeline of Mandalorian, which is going which is going to also show us like different perspectives of stories going around, and if they all kind of meet in some galactic plot, that will be amazing. And the fact that we have never seen something like this, like without it being like the same people and the same stuff timeline, that's just mind-blowing. And in the live stream, Kathleen Kennedy was mentioning that they were building two more volumes, how they um filmed the show. So one is going to be in London, and I think the other one she mentioned in Australia, somewhere else, I forgot. But it also shows like, yeah, they've been investing in this thing because we are getting film quality shows. So I'm all here for it.
Definitely. Now the next up we have here is Lando. Lando Calrissian will return in a brand new event series for Disney Plus. Justin Simeon, who is the creator of the critically acclaimed Dear White People, and also a huge Star Wars fan is developing the story. So, first reactions to a Lando series on Disney Plus. What do you think?
I'm excited. I love Lando. I think he's such an interesting character. I think we haven't seen the all of it, and we don't have confirmation of who's playing him. I really hope Donald Glover comes back as Lando.
Yeah,
And maybe we see Billy D. Not Billy D. What's his name?
yeah, Billy D. Williams.
Billy D. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know why
Billy
I got
D.
confused.
Williams.
Billy D. Kind of like if they
Billy
show
D.
a little bit
Calrissian.
later. Yeah, I don't know why I forgot his name for a second, but yeah, no, I think Lando is such a swag character that needed his own spotlight.
Yeah.
What do you
Uh,
think?
so I'm not. This is probably one of my least, favorite or least anticipated projects here in this release. I'm just not crazy with it. I mean, I appreciated Donald Glover's reprisal of the character in Solo. Um, you know, I would like to see a Solo too. I would pay money to go see that, because I feel like the first Solo was kind of left like such on a, like open ended. Um, you know, um, but to have a Lando Calrissian series, I'm lukewarm on that. I mean, maybe if it ties into Solo somehow, maybe if it's still a young Lando, trying to type of prequel type of story, I might be into it. I hope that they do involve Billy D in some way. Someone was speculating that Billy D could be narrating like the story, and then Donald Glover actually, playing it out in the film. I'm sorry, in the series. But I mean, we'll see. I mean, I've been surprised before. Uh, just not too excited about this one, in my opinion.
Okay.
So here we have the next one is Star Wars Andor. It's going to be it's labeled as a tense, nail-biting spy thriller created by Tony Gilroy, and is set to be on Disney Plus in 2022. Diego Luna, of course, is reprising the character, and he's going to be joined by a fantastic new cast that includes Stellan Skarsgård, Adria Arjona, Fiona Shaw, Dennis Go. Kyle Soler, and Genevieve O'Reilly, who we know is Mon Mothma, who she played it in Revenge of the Sith and then also in Rogue One. And actually, it seems like production's already been underway for 3 weeks, and they're filming in London. So, Star Wars Andor. What are your first reactions?
I love it. I loved Rogue One. Um, I needed more Andor. I love Diego Luna. He's amazing. I love that we have like a Star Wars character with kind of like my similar accent. Um, so yeah, no, I'm excited though. I watched the little sizzle that they had and it looks pretty intense. It looks really crazy. And they're also kind of using like more of locations, but then also about to use the volume if they make it the one in London. Um, yeah, I'm excited. I loved his character. I love Rogue One. What about you?
So I'm actually I actually, full disclosure, I wasn't too crazy about this when it first kind of hit. I mean, this is the official confirmation, but there's been rumors already flying around for a while that we were going to get the Andor
Mm-hmm.
series. I was like, ah, I could take it or leave it. But then, kind of thinking about it a little bit more, I really like the Galactic Civil War era, which Rogue One was great, kind of showcasing that. Um, and some of my favorite parts of Rogue One was Cassian. That first scene that we see him, that he's like kind of walking through the streets and trying to be like a spy essentially. Um, I liked that. I like that. So if we get more of that, then I'm all for it. I mean, go Rebels! Like I loved. I just loved the rebellion and just what it meant for the galaxy. So to see more of the rebellion and the inner workings and the missions and what they had to go through to make it happen, I can get behind that. So, um, Diego Luna is an awesome actor. He's been in tons of stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one as well.
Yeah, we get to see exactly like, that passion that he brought into Rogue One and see where it came from. So
Hmm.
that's pretty cool.
But yeah, for the character, and yeah, it's gonna give more context to. I've been in this fight since I was 6 years old and stuff. So, yeah, a little, Cassian Andor origin. I'm definitely open to that. So next we have The Acolytes. Leslie Headland, an Emmy Award nominated creator of a series called Russian Doll, which I'm not too familiar with, but bringing a new Star Wars series to life called The Acolyte. Now, that's going to be a mystery thriller that will take the audience into a galaxy of shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era. So, The Acolyte, what are your first impressions?
Oh, I love it. I dwell into dark power sometimes. She's crazy. Russian doll is crazy. Um, it's gonna bring that. I really want to see Night Sisters. You know, bring them on. I think it'll fit into this. Obviously we don't have so much details, but kind of seeing those kind of dark side episodes that we watch in Clone Wars become more of a show. It'll be creepy, it'll be mysterious, but it'll also show some sides of the dark side that we have not seen yet. So I'm excited for it.
I'm actually more excited about this than I should be. Being a Jedi
Yes.
and all.
Steven
I'm
will be so
excited.
proud.
Yeah, I even said something to him on Facebook too. I like this because I want more old Republic stuff. Prequel era is my favorite era in Star Wars. So if we have more of that, more of the old, it doesn't seem like we're gonna get old Republic, but this seems to be like the kind of elements of that, where you have a dark sider, and then since it's the High Republic, we're going to have the kind of frontier Jedi that we're already kind of starting to see in the High Republic novels and that media. So I'm all for Jedi fighting Sith. I would love to see a big war. Kind of like some Game of Thrones. It doesn't look like we're gonna get that, but this is gonna be kind of close to that. It's gonna have that same aesthetic. Shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers. I'm thinking rule of two. This There seems to be some different um, kind of timelines being thrown around, but I believe I read that this is going to be 200 years before the PT. Some are speculating that it's Palpatine, but no, this is going to be a little bit before that. So I'm thinking the rule of two, like the you know not Darth Plagueis, not maybe Darth Venomous, but maybe Darth Tenebrious, who is kind of like further
Like in the
down the line.
beginning.
Well, yeah, I mean, the beginning was Darth Bane, right? So he
Yeah.
cemented the rule too. So he was 1,000 years before the PT.
Yeah,
So
it would be much.
if this is going to be 200, I think I hope to see either the title character acolyte or maybe the acolyte's master. I hope that
Mm-hmm.
they do explore the rule of two.
I lost you.
Okay,
There
back.
you go.
Okay, so we're
Yes.
back. So yeah, so I hope we see more. I hope this ties into the rule of two. More kind of old Republic vibes. I hope. Actually, they were. I read an article that it's gonna be very martial arts kind of focused. So you have the makings of an excellent kind of battles and excellent drama. And yeah, I'm really surprised by this announcement, and I'm excited. The more I read about it, the more I'm getting excited about the Acolyte.
Nice. So many other choreographies that we have to learn. Okay.
Yeah. Oh my God. More. So we have next here, which was already officially announced, but we have it here. Star Wars: The Bad Batch. Uh,
Yes.
Pretty much Clone
Mm.
Wars Part Two, and it's looks like it's gonna be the same crew. I wonder how involved Filoni's gonna be, especially with all these projects he's involved in. I just hope it doesn't kind of get watered down because he may not be too involved. Um, but just a little bit about the Bad Batch. The series follows the elite and experimental clones of the Bad Batch as they find their way in a rapidly changing galaxy in the immediate aftermath of the Clone War. Um, and yeah, they will take on daring mercenary missions as they struggle to stay afloat and find new purpose. So, what are your thoughts?
I'm excited. I love animation. I was waiting to hear. Like, obviously we knew already, but yeah, kind of then telling us more. We see the little Zizzle. We see Fennec, what looks like Fennec Shaw in there.
Yeah, yeah, that was a nice
Um,
surprise in that trailer.
yeah, I think that it's already made. I think that Filoni already created a story since he wrote season 7. There was some snips of like Bad Batch even before with the stuff that hadn't been shown from Clone Wars. So I think it'll probably be more like a supervising director if he doesn't write all the episodes, kind of like what he did with Clone Wars. But I think he's pretty much involved because I'm excited to see Fives kind of join that team and what he's gonna, you know, be for everyone because everybody has such a prominent role. And so what's Fives gonna bring to the table? And seeing kind of like how they go about after Order 66. So yeah, I'm super excited. I love animation. So yeah, I can't wait. Does it
So
does it show when it's gonna be released? I forgot if they said that.
it doesn't say, but I think 2021. I think we're gonna get it this year. I think it's gonna be probably like late. because a lot of these projects are coming out 2022, 2023. So I have a feeling that this is going to kind of fill that gap. Um,
Okay.
while Mandalorian season 3 is going to be made or what have you. But yeah, it's actually Echo. It's not Fives. It's Echo
I
who
mean, Echo. Sorry. Um,
so no worries.
Echo.
Just want to
Total-
clarify it for the record.
Yeah.
But
Thank
the
you.
but the trailer is awesome. I mean, we actually get a lot of footage. The kind of thing that stands out the most is the Darth Sidious speech at the end of Revenge of the Sith. Transformed into a new galactic empire, and we see all the clone troopers just like watching that announcement, along with the Bad Batch. They are there as well. So just my speculation and just kind of theorizing. It seems like they didn't have the chips. They didn't have the inhibitor chips that the rest of the clone troopers had. So it's very interesting because we see how other people have reacted to the clones betrayal, I guess, or execution of Order 66. We got a taste of it in season 7, but it's going to be really cool to see regular clones, or just the good guy clones, seeing what's happening to their brothers in this transformation. And it seems like they are going to kind of fight their way out. In the trailer, it seems like they were fighting and shooting at regular, or the now Imperial clone troopers. Um, so it's gonna be very, very interesting to see it, and like see the perspective of like of how it's changing in real time. We've seen it in like comics and like books and stuff, but I think this is gonna be the first time that we actually see what happens like post Order 66, like right immediately
Yeah.
after.
The
Um,
speedy transformation of like
right.
Palpatine taking over and on this clones. Yeah.
And it's interesting, doing mercenary missions. I mean, you mentioned Fennec Shand, which is what that was so surprising to see her in there. I mean, her character I think is like 55 or something like that in by the time we see a Mandalorian. So she could be like her early 20s, maybe just starting out as a bounty hunter. Um,
We might know
Very
why
interesting.
she is wanted by the ISB. So
Oh, that's a good point as well. Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe she helped the Bad Batch, and maybe that's why she was marked, which would be a very cool tie-in to
yeah.
Mandalorian. At first I was a little bit cynical. I was like, oh my God, we don't need another Clone Wars series. I'm sorry, I said that. I actually did say that. Um, because, and I feel like with season 7 of the Clone Wars, it was and it's so beautifully. Like I feel like we just didn't need any more. But seeing the sizzle reel, I'm like, ooh, um, I can see some good stories coming out of
We
here.
need more.
Yeah, more.
We might see Ahsoka. We might see, even if it's just like her other lightsaber. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's or Vader, or kind of like tying to maybe even ending with them finding Captain Rex, and So yeah,
yeah,
I'm
I
super
like that.
excited.
Yeah, I like the possibilities that it opens. Yeah, because you still got, yeah, like you said, Ahsoka. You still got Rex. Um, you know, I mean, the possibilities are kind of endless with that. So that's definitely one to watch there. Which it seems like it's gonna be the next one we see after
Hmm.
Mandalorian. And we have here next is Star Wars Visions. So it's going to be an all new creative take on the galaxy far, far away. Star Wars Visions will be a series of animated short films celebrating Star Wars through the lens of the world's best anime creators. It's going to be an anthology collection that will bring 10 fantastic visions from several of the leading Japanese anime studios, offering a fresh and diverse cultural perspective to Star Wars. First impressions, what do you think?
Loving it. I love the samurai influence in Star Wars in general. So kind of having that into a little bit, and they're anime shorts, and it kind of what the first thing that I thought, I don't know if you've ever watched Avatar, but there's a part in Avatar that it's a bunch of little shorts. and we know when it's like Appa is gone, and like kind of like seeing that through everybody's lens. So I kind of thought about that. They had little like background pictures of what it looked like, and it's very anime style, which yeah, I'm super excited for it. Plus it's an animation, which I love.
Yeah, definitely animation. What jumps out to me is just like leading Japanese anime studios. So, are we gonna get maybe some Studio Ghibli in this? Some other, leading anime studios. That is very cool. Offering a fresh and diverse cultural perspective of Star Wars, because like the stories in Star Wars really are universal, and you know this animated short films, like I'm getting into the Matrix. I forgot the name of it. I think it's called Animatrix or something like that, where it's like the Matrix universe, but it's like different stories of different perspectives and things like that. So I'm definitely getting that vibe here. um, I mean, if I see like a lightsaber duel anime style, that will probably just blow my mind.
Yeah.
Um, and I like Japanese animation. Like I like the way, and even contemporary Japanese animation. Like uh, there's this movie called it's like Cujo. I forgot it's called Cujo.
Oh
And
yes,
and the
Kubo.
two Kubo, yeah, it's Kubo and the two strings or something like that.
Yeah.
And I
Oh, I
and I,
love that
I
one.
and I suspect that we're going to be seeing that type of style of
Yeah.
animation in that. So
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like we have 10 different ones, so there's going to be a lot there to enjoy. I'm very curious about this one, more than maybe more so of the others, because it's different. It's going to be
Yeah.
different. I don't think we ever really. I mean, you mentioned it. Samurai and Hidden Fortress and Kurosawa, how it's influenced George Lucas. So it's really cool to see that kind of come full circle. So that this is going to be interesting. And
Definitely.
and the last one we have here is a droid story. So let's see here. Lucasfilm Animation will be teaming up with Lucasfilm's visual effects team, Industrial Light and Magic, uh, the goats, developing a special Star Wars adventure for Disney Plus. This epic journey will introduce us to a new hero, guided by the legendary duo R2, D2, and C3PO. So, what are your initial reactions?
I I liked it. I think this one is kind of like an homage to George Lucas. He was all about the droids. He had this vision of R2 always being there in a secret mission, and kind of C3PO bringing that comic essence, but also kind of like a relatable droid. So I think this was more like, let's not forget why we're all here, and bring this George Lucas love for droids that sometimes we don't get as much back to life. So I
Mm.
think that was a nice touch and homage to the man, the maker himself.
Okay, definitely getting, yeah. I'm getting just, yeah, like you said, homage to the droid, I guess cartoon series or whatever it was in the
Mm-hmm.
80s, where it followed mainly C3PO and R2. Um, Not too crazy about this one. I'm kind of lukewarm on this one. Again, it doesn't seem like there's gonna be too much maybe action here. It's gonna be maybe more rated kind of,
For kids.
PG, yeah, for kids. Maybe something about like a lot of themes and maybe teaching them morals and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm definitely getting uh, like a choose your adventure vibe with this, like almost like a a kid's book that's brought to life.
Yeah, more like those episodes in Clone Wars where R2 had their missions and there were like those filler episodes of droids. That's what I kind of thought about, where
Mm-hmm.
it's like, if you, it's not bad to watch it, they are there, but it might be something more geared for kids, because at the end of the day, that's what George Lucas did. That's what he wanted to do, bring Star Wars for kids.
Absolutely. And with that, that ends pretty much our kind of report, if you will, on the Disney Investor Day kind of just extravaganza. As soon as I heard all of this, I was so giddy and happy the rest of the night. It was actually pretty sad, like how 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 amazing I felt because all the Star Wars content. I think mainly because um, now I feel like I'm not worried about the future of Star Wars. Maybe like compared to how it felt after the sequel trilogy, which we still kind of are in, but maybe before Mando. I totally don't feel like that anymore. With this, I feel like okay, they're listening to us and they're giving us what we want, but they're executing it well. So um, definitely looking forward to the next few years. Star Wars is not going anywhere anytime soon, folks. And we'll definitely be here to talk more about these shows as we get more information.
I love that this is opening the doors and closing doors on that Star Wars that we grew up with like prequel versus sequel. I want that to be gone, because
Right.
for me, I love the prequels and it's my favorite also era like yours. But then I fell in love with the animation, and that brought my love for Star Wars into a new high, and into like I really would want to watch the animation more than some of the movies. But now it's like we're tying that together. We're closing that chapter of like it's just the movies. There's so much more stories. Star Wars is for everyone, and we get this like environment that we are in right now, that we're experiencing for the first time, where people are like wanting to talk Star Wars about you with you, when it comes to like different characters like Ahsoka that we just watch in a cartoon. So I'm all here for it. I think Star Wars is bringing up the game to a new level, especially with creating the volumes and taking the stories like from film to show, but still having that film quality. So I think that those people that are saying they're milking it, I don't care. Like, it's still a marketing strategy, but at the same time, they're bringing good content out there. So I can't wait for this. Like, I can't wait for those new High Republic books. I just want it all. I had a beer that night. I'm like, I'm just gonna celebrate all of this because I'm so hypey. I'm like in a Star Wars high right now.
For sure, for
So yeah.
sure. So that's pretty much today's episode, guys. Go ahead and like the video. Give us your reaction. What are you guys excited for? Anything that we mentioned here, or just maybe some more Mandalorian, or whatever it is. Definitely let us know. Like the Facebook page, Roundtable Pod Racers. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Again, we're gonna be here for all the Star Wars. So,
Until
definitely.
I'm 50 or older. Yes, guys. So where can we find you online,
So you
Alexis?
guys can find me on Instagram, Lex underscore Adames, Lex underscore Adames. I post lightsaber choreography videos, general lightsaber just goodness. And yeah, definitely give me a like, give me a follow, and let's talk some Star Wars.
Yeah, and we'll be soon learning that Ahsoka versus the Magistry. So maybe we'll give you guys a behind the scenes of how
Ooh.
we noted and choreographed. We should do that. But yeah, you guys can find me at La Geeky Live with two eyes. Also, check out our Facebook page, like Alexis mentioned. And I just want to say that I love this shirt. It's from Only Hope Supply. It's like a bad batch. I can post pictures after, but yes, we've been wearing the same clothes because we've been recording the whole day, and now it's getting darker in here. But thank you guys, and may the force be with you.
Always.